And it's time now for some culture and arts, and entertainment editor Eve Jackson is with us this Tuesday. Hello, Eve. Eve, who's your guest today on Encore?
Whether she's performing with her own band Moriarty or duetting with the Brazilian-born cellist Dom Lanina or singing tributes to the French composer Gabrielle Fauré, her voice is totally unforgettable. It's Rosemary Stanley. She's a Franco-American singer and musician. Here, have a listen to her singing a song by Elizabeth Cotton that's called Shake Sugary.
Pawn my watch and pawn my chain, pawn everything that was in my name. Oh Lordy me, did I shake sugary? Everything I got is done and pawn. Everything I got is done and pawn. Pawn my buggy, horse and cart, pawn everything that was on my lot. Oh Lordy me, did I shake sugary? Everything I got is done and pawn. Everything I got is done and pawn.
I love having someone singing to me in the studio. This week, Rosemary Stanley is in concert with the Brazilian-born cellist and singer Dom Lanina at Paris's Son 4. She's got 2 dates this week. Their collaboration is called Birds on a Wire, and they perform a diverse array of classical songs from genres such as rock, baroque, folk and Brazilian music.
I have to say, Eve, I think you have the best job here on the channel, given that you do have people serenading you on a regular basis.
Isn't it? I agree.
Now, as well as some of these projects, her band Moriarty recently composed the music for a Paris exhibition about the photographer Robert Doisneau.
That's right. The band composed the background music for the show, which is called Doisneau and Music. The exhibition is on at the Philharmonic Building in Paris, and we find pictures of Georges Brassens, Juliette Greco and Charles Aznavour, as well as 50s jazz clubs. To find out a bit more, Cole Strangler tells us about one particular photograph of the actor-musician Maurice Baquet.
A cello in the rain. A distinctive photograph from Robert Doisneau, taken in 1957. It's the product of a friendship between the man who took 450,000 photos and the actor-musician Maurice Baquet. The two met after the Second World War, and for more than 50 years maintained a close yet light-hearted friendship.
With Maurice Baquet, I'm creating, well, at least I'm trying to create, the story of a man who's walking in 1954 with a cello. Baquet is a funny guy. I feel totally at ease with him.
Here, music and humor mix. On a hill in the Parisian neighborhood of Belleville, Maurice Baquet takes in the rain. Clutching his umbrella, he'd rather protect the cello. The contours of the case evoke the feminine form. The musician shelters his beloved instrument as if it were a lover, respecting the code of chivalry, of course. Nearby, an artist is painting in the rain. Nothing can stop the making of art, at least for certain people. This photo, like many others done with Maurice Baquet, went unnoticed for years, as Robert Doisneau's granddaughter explains.
These were images they were making for themselves because nobody wanted them. Also, photography wasn't considered an art. That came much later. As my grandfather used to say, the hardest thing for a photographer is the first 70 years.
These photos finally emerged at the beginning of the 1980s in a book that's since become highly sought after. They were just looking to have some fun, but Robert Doisneau and Maurice Baquet ended up making history.
Now, a bit of change of pace here, Eve, and to the Paris Sci-Fi Manga Show, which is taking place this weekend.
Certainly does look very exciting if you're a fan of manga and sci-fi. Around 75,000 people are expected at this pop culture event, which is taking place at Paris's Exhibition Centre. It's the 27th edition, and this event takes place twice a year. Now, nearly 30,000 metres of manga, video games and science fiction, with film and TV stars from all around the world flying in for this. Now, guests include the actor Tyler Hoechlin, known for his parts in Teen Wolf and Supergirl, and James Masters. He's a bit of a blast from the past, actually, known for his role as Angel in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which goes back to the 90s, of course. Take a look.
I want you to put me in the groove. My hips begin to sway as the band begins to play. Move, move, move. Boy, you got
certainly looks action-packed. The Paris Sci-Fi Manga Show is on this weekend at Paris's Exhibition Centre, or Parc des Expositions, as we call it.
I have to say, I'm glad you mentioned there James Masters, because apart from any of those other characters, they mean nothing to me, I have to admit.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, were you?
I have to admit. Betray my age as a result. Thanks for that, Eve Jackson.